Welcome to Heartbloom TV. Let's meet Sir Mako Custodio. Hi, good morning, Sir Mako.
Morning.
What challenges did you face working with communities and how did you stay grounded? Anong mga hamon na naranasan mo sa pakikipagtrabaho sa communities at paano ka nanatiling grounded?
I think yung sagot ko dyan dalawa. The moment that you start dealing with the community, you will always be grounded. So, and ang siguro, ang challenges ko with the community is knowing the local language. And when we talk about the local language, it's not the dialect or the way they talk. It's about the actuations, the attitude, my attitude to them. How do I interpret? So it's like really interpreting the 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 space between you and the community. Kasi when you deal with them, marami kasing considerations eh. And you have to be empathic enough to know that katulad doon. So I was in the Blaan community in Davao. So nag-lunch kami dun sa community na yon. Nag-lunch kami. And so all the while ang naiisip ko ang ila-lunch is siguro baboy kasi may mga sorry may thumbs up. Okay. May mga piggery kasi or 'di ba may mga livestock sila dun sa bundok, 'di ba? You know what? I was surprised that our lunch was fish. And it's so hard and when I realized na bakit fish? And then I realized, yung pala yung special dish nila sa bundok. Then because they really have to go all the way down to actually get the fish and then fry it. Normally, hindi yun fina-fry iniihaw lang yun. But during our time, it was deep fried. So those are the things na makikita mo talaga na kung halimbawa magrereklamo ka on the food, hindi mo naman alam kung paano nila ginawa yung food or paano siya kinuha. So, the challenge is really not kung paano mo makikita yung dealing with them. It's like really your attitude towards them. I think that's really the hardest. Not really the hardest challenge, but that's a challenge siguro for everyone is to really know yourself on or to be more aware. Maybe I'll just say to be more aware of what are the words that you're gonna say dahil minsan mahirap din mag-explain eh. Dahil especially dun sa mga lola, 'di ba? Sila yung parang pinaka yung mga matatanda dun sa baryo. So syempre you have to papakilala mo. So parang minsan mahirap mag-joke, mahirap sabi ng kung ano-ano. So talagang yung essence ng conversation, yun lang talaga dapat yung i-discuss mo. Bakit mo siya gagawin? Bakit mo siya ginawa? Ano yung madudulot niya? Yung essence lang talaga. Yeah.
Was there a moment you felt like giving up? What helped you rise again? May time pa ba na gusto mo pa na sumuko o ano ang tumutulong sa'yo para bumangon uli?
So anong nagpapabangon sa'yo? I think sa akin, hindi lang siya during when I was still in in the field of fashion designing. I think until now, but I always I always think of ano ba yung goals. Ano ba yung naging goals mo? Because before I used to practice, I have a goal in meron akong micro, macro, and micro, macro, and meso. So, yun yung mga goals. So, ang mga micro goals is like the days, the goals that you will accomplish in the day. The macro is the days you will accomplish in the weeks to come or the months. And then the meso in like probably in 5 years from now. Yun yung mga meso. So, um, sa akin, siguro after my pilgrimage, my goal lang right now is I always pray that every time I have a class to have an intentional conversation with my students. And I feel na it should be part of or parang maging candidly part siya nung mismong lesson. Dahil I don't really want to discuss personal lives, but like kasi I think design, since I'm teaching design, design is very personal. And I always say that if hindi siya magiging personalized, hindi siya uukit dun sa kausap mo. So dapat it should be personalized. And maybe just to answer your question, how do I rise? I pray. Yeah. Before masyado akong goal driven before. Yeah. And medyo lately nagbago na siya, feeling ko. So hindi ko siguro ma-answer yan based on before, but siguro kung I'll use your question to answer on what's in my being now, because may inaplayan kasi ako, hindi ako nakapasa. So how do I rise up into that situation? I really just have to be aware that we are lucky to breathe or to even walk. Yung just realizing that hindi naman minsan lahat na lang dapat nasa iyo. So, coming up with that mindset. Siguro mindsetting yung sasagutin ko, Ms. Rosel. Mindsetting. If you actually know that you are already blessed right now, wala kang complaint. And you don't think of things na kung paano you rise above that. No? Yeah. Siguro mindsetting is my answer to that.
Wow.
Okay ba yung sagot ko?
Yeah. Naiiyak ako. Hindi, totoo. Honestly, nakasalamin lang ako. Hindi mo halata. Naiiyak ako.
Bakit ka naiiyak? Do you want me to be more specific to that?
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yes,
Kasi,
I actually read this quote that rejection is redirection. So it's not you being not wanted to be part of it, but it probably you are being redirected to a better way or to a better road. Yeah, that you're able to use your talents more into that road kaysa dito. So, sa akin, maybe if I just want to be specific, no? So, it was, so nasa Iloilo ako ng 19-20, last week, nandun ako, di ba? Yung email, yung answer mismo nung program na in-applyan ko, na-deliver na siya ng 19 kasi may kasama ako na part also noon na sinabi niya naka-pending daw yung application niya. So sa akin hindi ko binuksan because I felt na ayoko maapektuhan dahil 20 and 21, meron akong workshop sa Iloilo. So, ayoko maapektuhan yung mindset ko. Kasi syempre, I'm still a person and I will able to, feel kung paano yung sakit, ba't niyo ako ni-reject. It was really, pag kasi yung mismong proposal, hinugot mo sa kaloob-looban mo at binigay mo, mahirap ibalik eh. So, mahirap siyang ganun. But, I guess, inopen ko na siya nung 21. And August 21 was the feast day of Pope Pius the 10th, I think. Yeah. And maganda din yung homily nun. So like, I don't know, I don't want to sound very religious, Miss Rosal, but every day, I think I listen to Mass I listen to Mass and then I particularly listen to homilies. Siguro mga 2 homilies yung pinaririnig ako. Just like to really, dahil nabibilib ako sa mga pare. Can you imagine, for like less than 20 minutes, they are able to deliver such a powerful reflection that doon ka kukuha ng mindset mo or ng goals mo kung ano ba, diba? So, yun yung ginagawa ko almost every day lately. Then during that time, I think there was a story of a person, I forgot the name, na he asked the Lord about defeating the Ammonites. And then sinabi niya na, Lord, i-defeat ko tong Ammonites. Then kung sino man yung unang lumabas sa bahay ko pagdating ko, I will sacrifice it to you. Yun yung sinabi niya. And then, nung na-defeat nga niya yung Ammonites, ang lumabas dun ay, nung papunta na siya sa bahay niya, hulaan mo kung sino yung unang lumabas. Yung nag-iisa niyang anak na babae. So, wala siyang choice kasi binigay ni Lord yung promise niya na matalo yung mga Ammonites. So, sinacrifice niya yung anak niyang babae. So, mahirap, but yun yung nangyari. So, ano ba yung lesson learned doon? Sinasabi din ni Pope Pius the 10th or 11th, sorry, I am not really sure, that I think that was him who mentioned that you have to be very careful of like the words that will come out of your mouth. That or because every time you say something, meron siyang mga consequences or things na pwedeng mangyari. So I always believe that words create worlds.
Yes.
Na before you actually say something, you have to pray for it. Then sinasabi pa ni Father Reg, si Father Reggie, siya kasi yung nag-homily nun. So I still have it. I will send you a copy para you listen to it.
Sige.
So parang sinasabi din niya na whenever si Pope Pius, whenever he say something or declare something, kailangan mo raw ng deep discernment and prayer bago niya sabihin yun. So I think I'm practicing it right now. So yun. Like sa akin, sobrang grabe yung application ko na yun. But it really actually taught me a lesson. I will probably write a reflection on that soon. Anyway, ang haba ng answer ko. Go ahead.
Hindi, okay na. Maganda. I like your answer sa lahat from the start.